Welcome back to Top 10 Central. Here are the top 10 cheaters who got caught in the
You're
act.
under arrest.
These rude people. Let's get right into this. Oda Nova, 2 years ago, said, worst one I know of is an acquaintance of mine came home from work one day and found his missus having with his dad. That blew up all over Facebook and became a local drama fest where people tried to organize a shunning of the dad and missus. I remember it well because, well, I know people cheat, but with your partner's father? Come on. I mean, like, fair. I would be absolutely gooped. I wouldn't even... What do you even say at that point? What do you even say? The betrayal from two people. It's so bad I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy. Well, maybe. Just kidding. Joe Cool 418, 2 years ago. Wife was acting unusual for a few weeks. She would want to spend time by herself on the weekends, and when she came home at night from work, she would often sit in the driveway for 20 minutes on the phone. I'm not dumb. I bought a voice-activated digital recorder and stuck it in her car. I knew what I needed to know in less than 24 hours. Oh, dang. All right. The legalities of that are a little murky, I will admit, but hey, this isn't like a criminal prosecution. You just wanted some evidence to know if she was being faithful. Also, like, you already knew. If you're resorting to a digital recorder in the car, the trust just isn't there. Whether she's cheating or not at that point, like, it doesn't even matter, I feel like, because you clearly the trust is gone. And I don't blame you. I mean, I agree. You're not dumb. The signs were there and you picked up on them. Head case and a half. Lots of awards. Nice. June 1st, 2018. Normal day. A Friday. My husband had kissed me goodbye and gone to work. I was cleaning the house for company who was coming to stay the weekend. The doorbell rang. There was a man at my door who introduced himself as the husband of a woman who my husband worked with. He was there to tell me that my husband and his wife were having an affair. No. All right. Dang, that would be hard. I can't believe he showed up and did it in person. I mean, he wanted to have a gossip sesh. He had busted them about 6 months prior and had told his wife that she had to end the affair. He thinks that she did end it for about 3 months, but then they started up again. When he found out they were at it again, he called my husband because he knew if he confronted him in person, he'd be in a jail cell for what he'd have done. Fair enough. On the phone, he told my husband to leave his wife alone or else he would come and tell me everything that was happening. Apparently, my husband thought he was bluffing. Why would you think that a man's bluffing? Why would you think that? He's clearly got nothing to lose. Also, I can't believe that he didn't tell you for 6 months. I would have told you the minute I found out, you know? So I was literally the last to know. My husband never came home again. He got an Airbnb and a lawyer. The divorce was December 21st, 2018. We'd been together for 24 years. Still hurts. Dang, head case and a half. That sucks. I'm really sorry that after 24 years, someone would do you like that. That's rude AF. And yeah, being the last to know sucks, man. I empathize for your situation, head case. I hope that you're doing better. And I also hope that you found somebody who appreciates you more, because that's rude. He's rude. And I wish, like, not that the other husband did anything wrong, like the one whose wife was cheating on him, not the cheater husband. Like, not that he did anything wrong, but I do wish that he would have told you when he first found out, you know? Again, like, he's not the one who's in the wrong here. He's the victim on the receiving end as well, but I just wish you got to know sooner. All right, the Luo. Dated a girl for about 2 years. Like 18 months into the relationship, we're talking about moving in together. Then kinda out of nowhere, she starts becoming distant and irritable. We ended up breaking up. Fast forward 3 months after the breakup, I found that Facebook had a section where messages from non-friends are kept. Turns out my then GF was banging her ex and the UPS driver that delivered to her store at the mall. So random. She ended up getting with the UPS driver and his 3 kids. Last I checked, they're blank miserable, and it brings me joy every time I think about it. Edit, in my messages was a note from the UPS driver's then wife. My ex not only cheated, but broke up a marriage. Dang, she saw the story and she knew. She was like, this certainly sounds familiar. Dang, the UPS driver's so random. Like, he barely made it in this story. You know, he just happened to deliver to her store at the mall. What are the odds? SCM8809. This is almost word for word how the convo went. Me, you sleeping with so-and-so? Her, yeah. Me, want a divorce? Her, kinda. Me, okay, I'll file tomorrow. Cat4Y7. I like how simple that went. Sometimes it's just done, you know? But I'm curious, was it really as short as it sounds? Like neither of you make it worse? Then the original says, oh yeah, it was a super civil conversation. We were just both at a point where we were just tired. Let's just rip the band-aid off and get it over with. I mean, fair enough, man. Sometimes you just gotta be honest. And I think that, like, if she's sleeping with somebody else and you obviously know, and she clearly doesn't care that you know, like, and she's not gonna say anything clearly because she's resorted to cheating, which is so rude. And like, she's just waiting for you to be like, so do you wanna, like, she's waiting for you to initiate the hard conversation. But I don't know, you know what I mean? That's what people do. People who cheat are afraid of having a hard conversation is really what's going on there. Because you could just like break up or talk about like redefining the boundaries in your relationship, but they just choose to be deceitful and rude instead. Charming Trash Boy says, I didn't catch her. She told me I wasn't a real man and that's why she did it. Okay, seems like if you're gonna cheat, you might not wanna be rude as well. She just told me everything she hated about me, went on to why I'm worthless, pulled over, kicked me out of the car, and I had to walk back to my place. As far as my reaction went, I went home, cried, went to bed, stayed in bed for a few days, thought I was a terrible person for a few weeks, cut my holiday leave short, and went back to work early to get my mind off things. Edit. This was a while ago now, and I'm definitely in a much better place in my life. She is saying all of those things to you to make herself feel better, and so that you didn't get mad at her for cheating. She's not cheating on you because you're worthless or terrible. She's cheating on you because she's an asshole. JV1984 says, I caught my wife after she passed away from cancer. Worst feeling ever. Caught between unending love, mourning, and absolute anger. Dang, that's crazy. How did you find out? JellyFugiX says. KJV, the original poster, her phone that she was overly protective of is how I found out. A week before she passed, I took the passwords off her phone so I could respond to her texts and take care of her business. After she passed, maybe a week or two after, I explored her phone and found numerous texts and emails and blanking. Dang, that's really tough. That's really tough. I've never thought about anybody being in that kind of a situation before. Yeah, I think all of those feelings are really valid. You know, I can imagine what she was going through before, you know, being sick and before passing away and stuff. So I think that there's like a little grace in that situation, but at the same time, somebody's there for you in a really terrible moment, and I don't think that the right thing to do would be to betray that person's like love and care, you know? Dang, that really sucks. It's like a really real world situation there. Alive in Joburg 2, not 1, 2, says he took a phone call from her in front of me, and because I guess he thought he was being slick, he started flirting with her in front of me. That's stupid. He ended up blankly harassing me after the relationship was over, and I got him in hot water for that. He never did it again and was told if he even talked to me again, he'd get fired. I ended up leaving that job a few months later. Dang, you dodged a bullet, girl. He sounds like a real piece of work. I am glad that you are not there anymore. Ew. He started flirting with her in front of you and then was weird to you at work? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Skyfall524 says, she and her secret fella bumped into my mom and dad while canoodling about in the city. That's so hilarious. That karma is absolutely insane. I want to know what the parents said. I hope the parents confronted them. I can't even imagine. Like, if that was Taylor, which for the record, I know it would never be, but if that was Taylor and my dad bumped into him, like... At that point, I wouldn't even feel bad for me. I would feel bad for Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know what the parents said, what they did. I've got some questions. Hippie Geek says, I was in the Navy and was out on deployment for 6 months after just recently getting engaged. It's one of those stupid things that young military guys do. One day I get a letter from my fiance's best friend telling me that she caught my fiance and her BF together. This was years before email and smartphones were common. We write back and forth several times, and eventually it comes out how she caught them, how my fiance begged her not to tell me, and that the fiance didn't know that we were corresponding. I eventually get back to the States and plan to play it off off as though I didn't know, but too many of my friends intercepted me with the news that it wasn't just with one guy, but several, and let me know that she knew that I was aware. Eventually we met and the confrontation was minimal and tame. We broke off the engagement without a lot of drama. She kept the ring. The best friend and I ended up hooking up, at first sort of as revenge blank kind of thing, but turned serious. We celebrate our 32nd wedding anniversary this year. Oh my gosh, edit maths. This year will be 31. After 20, it's all a blur. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. Man, it worked out in the end. It worked out in the end. Also, she kept the ring. What the hell? I don't know about that, man. She was cheating on you while you were just like in active duty? Like, no way, lady. Give me back that ring. I'm not letting you take it to the pawn shop. No way. Oh, that's it. I was kind of having a good time. Guys, that's it. That's all the cheater stories we have for you today. I honestly really enjoyed this format. I know we often like see the videos, but I kind of was vibing with the Reddit stories. What do we think? We're in? We're out? Hopefully in. I don't know. If you made it this far, probably in. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski. I'll see you all again soon.